I nearly forgot my tea there. Oh, I'm getting old. Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we are looking at the Neca Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade Edition clones. Now these were bought from AliExpress, and I'm I'm 100% sure that they're not the official Neca figures. Mostly because of the price. I think after shipping I paid £41 for these, so they're roughly just a little bit over £10 each. But I was really surprised by them, because I actually thought I was going to get these just to do a review and show you how terrible they are. But honestly, I don't know if I can say that now. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and have a look at the figures, and then we're going to have a look at the accessories, and we're also going to compare them to some other official Neca Turtles. Now I don't have the arcade official version because they were an SDCC exclusive and it was really hard to come by, and even now they're still hard to come by. I think they released them in 2016, so even these clones could be really old. But anyway, what I decided to do was I bought the unboxed version. Now you can, on AliExpress, you can choose to have the retail box or no retail box, and I chose no retail box because it saves you a couple of pounds, but also at the same time it goes through so many hands to get to you from China that most of the time the boxes come battered and dented and ruined. So sometimes it's actually pointless to get the boxes because by the time they get to you they're all smashed up. But anyway, let's pull this back a little bit because I want to show you that it came in like a big polystyrene case box, which is just here like so, and it comes with a lid and everything. And honestly, when it came, you can see just how much of a kicking this thing has had. Look at it, it's absolutely battered. So I didn't want the retail box because I thought it would just come smashed up like this. But yeah, you can see this big polystyrene case with a lid and everything. There's loads of bubble wrap in there, so everything was protected pretty well. But when I first got it, I was a little bit confused. I actually thought someone was sending me like a kidney in the bloody post or something, you know, like with a Dear Boss letter, you know. Terrifying. But it turned out it was just Ninja Turtles. So let's zoom in again, get this stand in and lined up, because we're going to take a look at these guys and we can bring these guys forward now. And the reason I really wanted to do a video on these is because I was super impressed with the end result, especially for clones. Now I collect the Neca Ninja Turtles range, the official versions, but these were ones I didn't manage to get my hands on. And I have no affiliation towards the arcade game. I played it a couple of times as a kid in a local bowling alley, but nothing that I could honestly say I was enamored with and I fell in love with it or anything like that. So it wasn't like a big priority to me, especially back in 2016. These I think these were like the prototypes for the range that Neca did in the end. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think these were one of the firsts that they did. And then with showing these off, I think Playmates or someone agreed to let them license more turtles like this, something like that. I'm not 100% certain. But since releasing these guys, they've given us Ninja Turtles at the wazoo, and I'm all in on the line. I've bought every single one since then, I think. So these were sort of like missing in the collection, and I'm secretly hoping that they do the shredders and things like that again, because it would be really nice to actually have this line too. But as you can see, the colours are really good on these guys. They absolutely jump out. We'll bring Raph in because he does have that sort of like lovely bright vibrant red to the bandana and everything. And I was really sure that these would be recasts of the official Neca versions, and there would be like small little joints in here that didn't really fit the bodies very well, and I thought that the arms would be all shrunk up and just misshapen, and maybe even all the chest pieces and everything would be too tiny, the heads would be warped, the teeth wouldn't be able to show up inside the mouth like that. I half expected these to be like almost buy them, take a look at them, do a review on them, slag them off and then chuck them out the door. But honestly, I can't throw these away. These are really, really good. The paint applications are amazing. The transfers that they used for the pixelated pieces are bang on. I recently went on a website and actually looked at all the original photos of these guys. There was loads, they had tons of them. I zoomed in to have a look at all the paint applications to see where these fell down and where the officials sort of surpass them, and they didn't. That's the worst thing. I was looking at them going, these actually look exactly like the originals in every way. Now I'm sure if somebody had like the official version and these clones next to each other, there might be like some sort of less shiny bits on the official versions, but I can't work out from looking at the photos what the differences are, and I have a funny feeling that is because they have used the original molds. Now the reason I say they've used the original molds is simply because I actually have some official turtles here. Let's get one out. Yep, let's get Mikey. Let's have a look. Now this is the original cartoon turtles Mikey. Now the reason I think that they use the original molds is because size wise there's no shrinkage between the two. Now if we come up, we can just quickly compare these, and the fastest way to do that is compare the feet. Now if we put them both up to each other like so, we can see that there is absolutely no size difference. They are fully sized, and normally when you have recasts they shrink in the molds, so everything is a little bit smaller. It's just fractionally, but even the heads are the same size. And yes, the eyes are different, but that is because these are supposed to be based on the arcade, whereas these were based on the cartoon. One of the things you can see in the arm is there's a slight imperfection here, and that's because of where it comes out of the mold. It's like maybe the injection part where they actually put the plastic in, or maybe it's a little bit of a cast off, so they cut these bits off so they can then shape them and put them on the figure. But you can see that that's there, and that is actually on the official versions as well. Sorry, I have to try and put this guy up there because he's falling over, but you can see both are the same size of the arm, and they've both got that line, that little tiny imperfection on the arm there. And I think that's because they have actually used the original molds for these guys, or they had spare ones or something. Something's happened and they've managed to, you know, recreate these guys, and the paint applications on here are bang on. Are they perfect? No. Slight imperfections, especially with Leo here. There is an eye problem in that this black eye here is a little bit bigger than this one here, and that's because I think this bandana has moved a little bit, so it's a bit further across, and if we tilt it forward there, you can see the white of the eye just underneath the bandana. Now if you warm this up and stretch it and maybe re-glue it, you could in actual fact get that eye perfect again. Sorry about the cut off there, my wife called me. It turns out I'm a Netflix technical expert. But even coming in looking at Leo, the teeth should be really messy and sloppy because it's a clone, but they're not. They're really good. My only issue that I have with Leo is that these bits here I think have been put on wonky because they don't really fit on, and you know, one doesn't stick out this side and one doesn't stick out this side. You know, they're a bit on the wonk when you put the swords in the sheath. But I wouldn't put the swords in the sheath anyway, just because Leo's got to have his swords out, hasn't he? He's got to look boss. But even all the accessories look bang on. There is no real paint imperfections in them at all. And even the same mold lines that you've got in the official are on these as well. And the paint application is, look, there's no like flashing or anything around the edges. It's not messy. They're really well made. Now RAS ones are interesting because they are redesigned to look more like they did in the arcade game than the cartoon. But again, these come from the officials. I don't care what anyone says. Look at the lines and the little bits there. There is no flashing. There is no jaggedy edges. They are really well made. Only issue I can see with Mikey's is that the chains look a little big. But then I have looked at the originals of these, and I think they used same sort of size chains on the official. If we look at the cartoon versions, the chain on this is really big, whereas the chain on the cartoon version are really a bit more size appropriate. So I don't know if that was because they were like quite big and chunky in the game, or if they've just cheaped out and bought some cheap chain for the arcade versions. But still, it's not that big a deal. And then when he's holding them like this, you can barely even tell. Now I've shown you the weapons pretty much, they're all the same. There's no real imperfections in them. He also comes with Michelangelo's spinning wheel that actually does spin as per the original. And you come with loads of different hands, and he comes with like the sort of more relaxed spread hands, thumbs up hands. They also come with more sort of gripping hands. And I think even like the pizza grabbing hands here. I think these are Raf's Psy hands as well, that he normally uses for the toy version, but yeah, they've been included here. And I nearly forgot, he also comes with this pizza box, and it's got the pixelated little pizza sign on there. Again, it looks very straight. Now, mine came broken in the box. This top bit had been removed from this bit, so I re-glued it on and accidentally added a little bit of glue there, which wasn't on there before, but that's my error there. But you can see that the print looks pretty clean. I haven't got the original to compare it to, but everything looks pretty clean on there. And then you can see that the pizza inside is all fully sculpted. Now, they've actually reused this for the normal turtle releases as well, but you can see they've actually painted in the squares for the pepperoni rather than actually the whole thing. But you can see the actual sculpting is round, so it doesn't work fully. But again, that was the same with the original release as well. It's a very nice looking accessory. The colours are really bright and vibrant. But yeah, I could stand here all day and try and compare them to the official versions, but really, they're all the same. They're the same, they've got to be from the same molds, which means that they're actually really good action figures on the shelf. And I think they did the same thing with the original sort of comic book turtles here. They sort of used the original molds again to make these guys. If you missed out on these were a really nice way of getting these original classic turtles on the shelf, because, well, there really was no other way of getting them other than paying through the nose through a second seller. And if you ask my opinion, these were some of the best clone figures that you could buy on the market. These were fantastic. I remember my brother bought me these on I think it was AliExpress. I wasn't going to buy them because I was very apprehensive about these. I thought, they're just going to look really crappy and really sort of, you know, recast of everything, and it's not going to fit right. But then when I got them, I got them out of the packaging and I couldn't stop playing with them. They were so good. So yeah, these are very much on par with that. Now, are they perfect? No. There are some imperfections. I think up here on Mikey's bandana, I'll try and shine a light on it, but there is a little bit of glue just above the bandana, and you can see it reflecting there, I think, because yeah, it's not perfect. And there's a little bit of sort of like the joint grease sticking out on the arm there, making it shiny, but that can be wiped off. But again, there isn't a lot on here that I would say is terrible. Even the bandanas spin around like they did on the original, and the sizing, shaping, yeah, these are definitely from the original molds, and the colors are very, very close to the original. I couldn't tell you if they're exact, but like I said, I looked at photos online and I was comparing all the different bits and stuff, because there's a lot of like really close-up photos from the left and the right and the back and the front and the top of the head and the bottom of the feet. You can really take these to task in front of the official versions, and honestly, I really can't tell much of a difference between them. And whatever differences there are, they are negligible. As shite as clones are, these are really good ones. Yeah, I can't guarantee you that you will get as good as these guys, because that's one of the problems you've got with clones, is the imperfections, the slight imperfections on this guy may be magnified on another batch. You just never know, but I was really lucky and I got really good ones. And there's no like dodgy joints, there's no super like they didn't use two right thighs for the figures, they use left thighs and right thighs. They're bang on exact the same. Now, I always advocate that you should buy the official first, but seeing as Neca have completely sold out and the only places that they're available now are from scalpers. Now, if you're not into that and you just want to save yourself some money, these are really good shout, because they look great. They're actually the right appropriate size for the collection, but they're not actually going to break the bank. But again, if you can always go with the official, go with the official, because it was Neca that did all the work and the design and everything like that. They paid the licenses, etc, etc. So always go with the original. But because these guys have been sold out quite a while and it's really hard to come by, do yourself a favour and try and have a look on AliExpress and see if you can't grab a set of these guys, because they will be fantastic as background characters to your official versions. Okay, while we're here, let's get down the official cartoon darker coloured turtle Mikey as well, because Mikey was my favourite growing up. So we're going to be doing Mikey comparisons. And this is the original. So you can see there is variations in the colours as well. So these will stand out as different on the shelf. But there we got Mikey, the original Neca clone. We've got an official Neca cartoon turtle. This is another Neca official cartoon turtle. And this is a clone arcade version Mikey. And they just look awesome on the shelf next to each other, don't they? I honestly think for about roughly around 10 to 12 pounds each, these figures are great. And because I don't have a massive affiliation towards the arcade thing, I wasn't inclined to hunt down the official versions. And honestly, I don't feel I need to now, because these guys are going to look great on the shelf. I'll enjoy playing with them and they will serve my purpose perfectly. Now I have posed these about a little bit and played with them, and the only flaws I can find is that there is a slight paint chip on Leonardo's left arm. It's tiny, it's a little tiny dot. But also I think Donatello's sort of crotch joint is fractionally a little bit loose. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, if you know how to tighten up joints, you know, it's very easy nowadays. There's so many videos on how to do that. It's not going to be a problem. In fact, I'm probably going to fix it in about 5 minutes, and then it won't be an issue at all. And they are really good to pose around with and play with. They pose and move around exactly the same as these two official figures. There is no difference. So if you were interested in getting the arcade turtles, but you didn't want to pay the SDCC prices and you're not going to pay for scalpers, these might be a nice way for you to get them in the collection without breaking the bank. Now the Neca clones can vary in quality from figure to figure, and honestly a lot of them are just a little bit naff. They don't work as well as the official. But honestly, there is such a negligible difference between these and the official that I can confidently say that if you were interested in getting these as background characters for your Neca collection, go ahead and do it, because they are good enough to stand there with these and not look out of place. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you can do me a favour now, if you can get out of my cave, I'm going to put these guys on the shelf next to all my other Ninja Turtles, and I'm going to have to rearrange the whole shelf again because there's not enough space for them. Neca are really pushing this line, and I'm more than happy about that because they are such good figures. But I'm really stretched for space now. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to sell some more stuff and make room. Bye bye guys. And you can see height wise and size wise, these guys are bang on. Damn it. God damn it, Bill. Ah, it's not my day. And a ton of hand. Ah. So, my head. Maybe I should just go back to bed.